Kim Jong Un loves his toys as much as he is ruthless. He even has an armored $1 billion train that is filled with weapons. I mean, it has anti-aircraft and anti-tank missiles, and like, as if that's not crazy enough, it carries the baddest machine guns and a whole helicopter. So why does this train even exist? What's it used for? Let's find out. Before we can talk about the train, let us see why the Kim family needs it in the first place. North Korea is a secluded country isolated from the rest of the world. So secluded that only a few people are allowed to even leave the country. North Korean politics is simply a dictatorship. Everything revolves around the supreme leader, Kim Jong Un. It's so radical, up to the point that elections are merely for public displays and nothing more. It is a wonder why it still happens when the people lack the ability to make genuine choices. Before there was Kim Jong Un, there was Kim Il-sung, who ruled the country from 1948 to 1994 until his passing. Power was handed over to his son, Kim Jong-il, who ruled from 1994 to 2011 until he died. Then, Kim Jong-un became the next in line. Kim Jong-un quickly purged the entire nation of any possible threats or oppositions, took over the leading position of all military groups, and consolidated power under his leadership. The country has become the inheritance of the Kim dynasty because there are constant purges of any possible change. Kim Jong-un even went as far as to execute his uncle, Jang Song-taek, in order to quell an uprising. So, it is obvious that the country isn't gaining any freedom from this family anytime soon. Kim Jong-un has 3 children with his wife, Ri Sol-ju, but their lives and identities are largely unknown. So much is ambiguous about his life, but his ruthlessness is known widely everywhere. It is no doubt that many people will be happy to see him pass away eventually, especially since there are rumors of obesity-related health issues. However, this wouldn't end the dynasty because Kim Jong-un's younger sister, Kim Yo-jong, has become extremely important in dictating the rule of this country, as she is often seen accompanying him everywhere. There's been speculation that she might be next in line. The ruling and only party is the WPK, which is solely under the iron grip of the Kim dynasty. There is not an ounce of democracy, and a man like Kim Jong-un needs to always watch his back. Maybe that's why he needs an armored train to travel around as well. Trains are not really designed to transport 1 or 2 people, and they're especially not armored for any reason. Spending $1 billion on a train does lead you to ask, what exactly goes on in there? Why is it even in use? Well, let's find out. Living a luxurious life means that whatever Kim Jong-un does has to show that lifestyle and his own mark of good living. The train is just another representation of how the supreme leader loves to live, whether it is acquired through countless violations or not. The train is officially called Tae-yang-ho, which means sun in Korean. That didn't stop the custom one-of-a-kind train from being nicknamed the Moving Fortress, a name befitting of the behemoth. It is a battle machine ready to go into action anytime, and has sometimes been called Air Force One on tracks by outsiders. The powerful engine of this monster enables it to pull 20 carriages and can be pushed to reach a top speed of 55 kilometers per hour. It doesn't move that fast though, because its optimum speed is around 40 kilometers per hour. The track network of the country is pretty outdated, but really only the supreme leader and his officials use them now. There is not much information about the 2 power units that serve as the train engine, mostly because if the information is widespread, sabotage is possible. However, they are probably DF8S engines that are made in China. These engines are diesel powered and can put out from 4,000 to 6,000 horsepower. The carriages may be from China as well, especially since they look similar to China's 25G rolling stock and then modified to be bulletproof and bomb resistant. The carriages are around 26 meters in length and around 3 meters in width. That goes to show that this train is around half a kilometer in total measurements. Tae-yang-ho has belonged to the Kim dynasty like every other thing in North Korea since the time Kim Il-sung came into power. Il-sung established the train as a preferred mode of transport until he died in 1994. His son Kim Jong-il took up the trend and would travel for miles on end in the train across North Korea. Kim Jong-il died on the train in 2011, and the specific carriage he died in is now on display in his mausoleum. There has been footage of Kim Jong-un being seated in a white train car where he was seen talking about corn crops while smoking a cigarette. The train stations are equally working for Kim Jong-un since the train is his main form of transport. The most important of the train stations is located at Kim Jong-un's primary residence, Yongyang Central Mansion. The station is located underground in the mansion and is big enough to completely take the train without a trace. By the way, have you guys heard of the little game? Click the subscribe button to win a tour of luxury. Hey, it's really fun, and you you should try it out by clicking that button right now. All the other residences of Kim Jong Un also have stations, and they number up to 19 all over North Korea. There is not much that is known about the interior, but there have been bits of information provided to outsiders. In 2018, when Kim Jong Un met with Chinese officials, which showed a white carriage that had pink couches and a conference room with long tables and TV screens as well. Again in 2020, a glimpse of Kim's office was released, where we saw a table and a chair with a map of the country. Another carriage is said to be decorated with flower and zebra patterned furniture. All of these look normal, including bedroom and bathroom carriages exclusively for Kim Jong Un. However, there are also carriages used in transporting the Supreme Leader's security personnel, as well as a medical carriage. There was also a carriage that seemed to be the leader's operational center. Another one has an entire restaurant specifically serving what the Supreme Leader of North Korea desires. The train has been regarded as Kim Jong-un's mobile throne room, and officials have supported this, saying that he receives all facts and sends out orders without leaving the train. The train also serves as Kim's presence because it is proof that travel doesn't stop him from being the head of state. There's also the rumor that the train is used to transport many young women to accompany Kim Jong-un wherever he goes. This probably stemmed from the fact that the train personnel is mostly women. He also has what is called the Pleasure Squad, or Gipin Unjo, which has 2,000 women in total. When it comes to security, the moving fortress has it all. The train is fortified with bulletproof glass and fortified walls and floors, ensuring that it is completely protected from the top, below, and the sides. Explosive threats have nothing on the train as well. The train's offensive system also has a host of sections. The system has sections that carry weapons sufficient enough for a small war. There are anti-aircraft missiles as well as anti-tank missiles and 2 huge machine guns. The train also has a helicopter ready to offer Kim Jong-un swift escape in the event of any attack. This demonstrates how the troops are always ready for anything while on the road. For instance, in 2004, there was an explosion in Ryongchong near the China border. A train carrying oil and chemicals collided with power lines 3 hours after Taeyang-ho had passed, and this led to rumors that there might have been an assassination attempt, which led to security being heightened. When the next train travel was underway, around 100 officers investigated the route thoroughly in order to find any suspicious plans. An Mi-4 helicopter was also dispatched to constantly scout and ensure security for the Supreme Leader. There is always a 24-hour lockdown on whatever route Kim Jong-un's train would pass in order to stop any sneaky attempts to attack him. The train is also accompanied by 2 other armored security trains. One goes ahead to scout the train tracks, and it transports a locomotive team and 2 teams of troop sleepers. It has anti-mine detectors and removes any possible ones ahead. Taeyang-ho follows this first train within a time gap of 20 to 30 minutes. The second train follows behind and carries more security personnel, the communication system, and followers of Kim Jong-un. Electricity is completely shut off in all train stations when Kim Jong-un is set to travel in order to prevent any other trains from using the train tracks. The reasons Kim Jong-un travels by train vary, but they all start from the fact that North Korea operates on an isolationist policy. Kim Jong-un has tried to open up communication lines with specific countries like China and Russia. He has approximately traveled to only 3 countries by train, and they are Russia, China, and Vietnam. China became an ally of North Korea when Kim Jong-il was transitioning North Korea into a totalitarian state with a central economy. At the time, China was in the middle of a civil war, and North Korea transported over 520,000 tons of goods to the China Communist Party in order to cement an alliance in 1961. In 2021, the alliance was re-established, showing that even the most secluded nation cannot do without external contact. Kim Jong-un secretly visited Xi Jinping, the president of China, but doesn't do much traveling outside of his country. Many claim that he is scared of assassination. The train was spotted in Beijing and wasn't confirmed to be Kim Jong-un's train until he had left the country. This just goes to show how much security the train alone provides for Kim Jong-un, outside of all the other defense systems put in place to protect the supreme leader of the country. Being a world leader and dictator is something that is hard for anyone to beat, but one man comes close to Kim Jong-un's ruthlessness, and that's Vladimir Putin. He is so ruthless and dangerous that we have a video detailing how he avoided 43 deaths in a row. Go check it out. And oh, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new content. Thanks for watching.